Hello and welcome to Just Us Thinking. I'm your host, Michael.
And I'm your co-host, Rebecca.
And I'm your AV guy, Mikey.
And we have another, a video mini-sode.
Yes, we're calling it a mini-sode now.
Mini-sode,
Yes.
okay. And this is going to be our Easter show.
Happy Easter, everybody.
Now, we're not going to cover Easter like everybody wants to cover Easter.
We're going to cover something a little bit strange today.
Yep. But it still has to do with eggs. So
Yeah.
we're going to crack an egg. It's definitely going to crack the egg. So go ahead. You give it to them.
All right. So we are talking about the egg theory.
Now, this is a short story, right?
Correct. It's a short story. It's written by a U.S. novelist named Andy Weir.
In 2009.
2009.
Now, I knew about this story beforehand.
Okay.
So I had an idea this existed, and I knew this story was out, and you just found out about it.
I did. Wow.
All right. So kind of tell them what the premise is here.
All right. So you have the main character is known simply as you, and quickly you meet God, who's referred to as me. What follows is essentially a conversation between you and God. Then, though, the true nature of the reality is revealed. So, in the beginning, you're in a car accident and you die.
Way to start this story, by the way.
So God explains this to you, and he also explains that you'll soon be reincarnated as somebody different, as a young Chinese girl alive 1,500 years ago. And then he further reveals that this isn't your first in reincarnation.
Okay.
And it's far from it. You've been actually brought back countless times before into countless different bodies, living in all earthly locations and at times in the past, present, and future.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow. I'm like, you told me to look this up the other day in the car, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
Really? Like, what the fuck? That was my first thought. Like, what kind of drugs was this guy on?
Right.
I mean, I get it. It's...
Wait, you didn't tell the good part.
All right. So, and you continue to have this talk with God. And basically he's like, you were once like Abraham Lincoln, you were Hitler, you were even Jesus Christ.
You're my son.
And he's like, you've been everyone. Like, you've been the person you meet at the store or just anybody that you've come across. So,
Now, eventually what happens? At the end, when you figure out, because it's just you find out that the universe is just you.
Yeah. So the idea is through being everybody, you learn that everything you do to yourself. Every time you hurt someone, you hurt yourself. Every time you help someone, you help yourself. Every time you're kind or mean, happy or sad, selfish or selfless, you're actually being all those things to everyone. And then, so basically every human experience that ever was is also your experience. So.
And then you become God.
Yeah. And then, so yeah, you'll become a god just like the one you're currently talking to, only that you will have infinite wisdom of what it really means to live.
All right.
And that's how the story ends.
Yep. So let's think about this for a moment. So I don't know. Here's the problem I have.
Yeah.
Knowing all the bad stuff that happened in the world.
Yeah.
And it's all you. What a way to find out you're an asshole.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess some people could say that there is, more of a moral message. that you should always kind of act like you would want to be treated or treat people how you'd want to be treated and, kind of that stuff.
Yeah, and I get the moral message. I really do.
Okay.
But you're still an asshole.
Yeah. So it's just one of those really weird things.
It's utopia doesn't exist, and utopia can't exist. It's a bubble theory.
Okay.
Okay. This isn't a bubble theory, but it's kind of when you think back, you're like, I get the moral message on this message. I do get the message on how to treat other people.
Yeah.
But you're still an asshole.
Hmm.
And here's the problem. I'm my own grandfather. I mean, the reality is that's it. And I mean, so again, it gives a whole new meaning to the word "go fuck yourself." Or the message of "go fuck yourself."
Yeah.
It's a whole. I mean, okay, you did. It's just a different version of you, but that's still you.
Yeah. I don't know. That's too weird for me.
It's the like I said, I get the message of you need to treat people better. I get that.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but I've ran into people that have just, you know what? I've ran into people in the world who you just look at and say, you know what? You need a swift kick in the ass.
Yeah.
And whether you do it to them or not, even when you walk away, you're like, you're going to do that to the wrong person one of these days, and you're going to get your ass whooped.
Yep.
I just, the moral message, great, but I have so many questions.
I know. That one's way too weird even for you.
Yeah. I told you when I looked up, and you know what? It's like everybody in the world's you.
Yeah.
And so like and it starts off with you die in a car crash. Oh, by the way, you've died many times. No big deal.
Yeah.
We're just going to bring you back so you could try it again.
Yeah.
Here's the problem that I have. And now this is going to go into a little bit of I know it's Easter, so again, happy Easter, but I have to kick back to Groundhog's Day and and say, well, he lived that same day over and over again, right? So if you remember, he went through wouldn't that drive you nuts?
That would so drive me nuts. Oh my gosh.
I could see the same day driving nuts over and over again. But can you imagine, like, I don't know, you're an airline pilot, you die, and you come back as someone else?
Yeah.
I mean, that's hell.
It is.
I mean,
yeah. That's just even too weird for me. I mean, I can't even.
In this theory, there's no heaven. I believe living that would be hell.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, over and over, but there's no heaven because when you go through this whole scenario, you're now a god, and what do? You do the same thing to someone else.
Yeah.
So that's almost cruel, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's just there's so many problems I have with this story. If you haven't seen the story, it's called The Egg Theory.
Yep, by Andrew Weir.
Andrew Weir. I suggest actually read the story.
Yeah.
And
I think I might actually go read the whole thing now just out of sheer curiosity.
Good. You know what?
So we can do a part 2.
We might be able to do a part 2. If she reads this, we're going to do a part 2. Just because I want to get your take on it afterwards, because that's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
So, all right. How much time are we at, Mikey?
We are at 9 minutes.
Oh, we're doing pretty good.
We are.
All right.
Okay.
So that didn't take us that long at all. So now we got to go Easter shopping. Or we've already, we should have already done Easter shopping, but we got to get Easter baskets.
We
to the
wait
kids.
till the last minute.
Yeah.
That's what I'm known for. I'm always like still packing as I'm leaving out the door. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like trying to leave to get to the airport. I'm still throwing stuff in my suitcase. Be like, okay, one more thing.
Drives me nuts.
Oh, my mom it used to drive my mom nuts too.
Good.
Oh,
Me
my
and your mother
gosh.
have something very, very much in common.
She'd be like, Becky, why didn't you have this ready? I was like, I did. I just have to add stuff.
No, that's not having it ready.
No, I usually had it ready. I just
No, if you're
there
still
was stuff
adding,
I forgot, so I had to like add it.
if you're still adding, you're not ready.
Well, it's almost ready.
You're almost always almost ready.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I think we're gonna die. I don't know. I hope everybody's dyeing Easter eggs
Yeah.
and doing all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure the kids have something fun in store. So yeah.
I'm sure.
So
Well, we'll see what happens. So, anything else you want to cover on this crazy story?
no, I think we're good. Just go look it up and see what you think and let us know.
Yeah. And Mike, we didn't get your opinion on this, did we?
We did not. And this story is crazy. I was not expecting the whole reincarnation thing.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to read the story. Yeah, that's an idea. I think, Mikey, you read the story.
Okay.
Rebecca, you read the story. And we can see if we could do like a part 2 of after you guys actually read the story and actually went through in depth on it. Kind of give your opinion.
Okay.
What we could do is, we could see if we could try and do a part 2.
Okay.
I'm not promising anything.
Yeah, this is gonna be a weird story.
Well, yeah, it's just...
Does it get any weirder?
I don't know. You'll have to read and find out.
Well, yeah, that's part of the reading the story. I don't want to give everything away. I think we gave away enough, and it's a 2009 story. So
Yeah.
if we gave I don't want to hear spoiler alert. No,
That
it's 2009.
Well, I've never heard of it before now, so I'm sure a lot of other people haven't.
Educate yourself.
Yeah. So.
Educate yourself on really stupid. See, that's so. Here's my problem. I have the biggest problem of I get bored and I just go down and I find this crazy weird stuff.
Yeah.
And it interests me because I'm like, well, what the heck?
Yeah.
And then I read it and then I sit there and go, the hell am I doing? What the hell is this?
Yeah.
I do that often, and it just...
You do that like all the time. Not just often, like all the time.
If I didn't do it, I wouldn't have this story, and now you're going to be like, what the...
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's the story sounds like a train wreck.
Yeah, it does.
And you're like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. So,
Okay.
I don't know. I go down these wormholes. I don't know.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy. So... I'm going to borrow a page out of another podcast's book, and we're going to see. I'm going to ask a question.
Okay.
And Mikey, throw yourself up there because we're going to do both of you here.
Okay.
Okay. Would you rather go back in time to live as somebody? Or go to the future?
Oh, that's a hard
Oh.
one.
Yep. So you get to now you could pick the life, but you have to go into the past and live someone else's life, or you get to go live a future life.
Okay, so either way, you're causing the butterfly effect.
Well, and that's the question is. Maybe you are, maybe you won't. Maybe you are meant to do it, so it's not a butterfly effect.
Oh, I never thought of it that way.
Right. So you get to, and then and then after you're done, you come right back to this time. So you're like, I'm going to go live this other life. You go live that whole life, you die, and then you come right back here. Or you instantly go to the future, live a whole life in the future, and then you come back now.
Ooh.
I think I would rather be in the future.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because listen, like how far into the future are we talking?
You choose.
Then I could go where technology is like so advanced that like it's crazy and just live there and then come back and see how it develops as I get older.
Okay.
Oh.
Here's a problem with that. Can you imagine going to a time where technology is like instantaneous
Yeah.
and then coming back to now?
That would be kind of cool.
That would be horrible.
What do you mean?
Like you could just it's so good that you have like this little thing right on your head that it just when you go to Google search, you just think it and it happens. You come back now and you're like,
Damn,
I
have
thought
to
it, but I actually have to type this.
I actually have to do something.
I mean,
Listen, this is a generation that you have no idea what it sounds like for dial-up. And
I
what
do.
you had to wait, you do not.
I know what the sound is.
You know what the sound is. That's different.
I don't know the pain of sitting through it,
Yeah.
booting up.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. So you're still future, huh?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Can you bring back any technology from the future, or does it just stay there?
It stays there.
Well, yeah, anything there, because you're going to go live that life. You're going to die and then instantly come back here.
Dang it! I was hoping I could try and bring back some of it, but okay. Dang.
I would say I would want to go to the past.
Okay, why?
There's
Why?
just so many things that see the start of cities or something like that. I think that would just be kind of interesting to see.
So you just go back and you'll see some things that you that's no longer existing now.
Well, like to see how a certain city like New York or how something big like that, how that was created and how it's evolved over time. I think that'd be kind of cool to see.
Okay. Now you in these scenarios you have full knowledge that you're going to come right back to now.
Okay. That would.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what?
Nothing.
I don't know. I would want to go. Here's the thing. I would want to go to the past just to see some of the older history stuff.
This is a would you rather.
I
It's
know.
one or the other.
I think I still have to stick with the future though.
Okay. And you're in the past.
Yeah.
Okay. And
What
you're in the
are
past. Me? Mine's easy. I'm going to the past.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah, you would.
What the hell's that mean?
Well, I mean, I could see you wanting to go back and see Civil War
Nope.
area times and what.
Nope.
What would you do
When-
back in the past?
I would pick a time that has some of the biggest upsets in sports history. I would go back. I would place bets. I would make a shit ton of money, and then I would will it all over to my new body that will come to existence.
Okay.
Mine's purely.
Yours is just a pure money making scheme.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mine's a money making scheme.
Okay. That was actually a good one. Okay.
Yep. Now, don't
Kind
get
of
me wrong.
impressed.
Listen, I know. Here's the thing. That's why I said you're going to come right back here.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, but then I can make my life here so much better.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
I can go back there. I can make, and if I choose it right,
Mm-hmm.
I could be very, very wealthy in the past, build a huge empire, live very wealthy, and then will it all to myself. Come on, I'm greedy.
There
Sorry.
you go. Yep.
Okay, how would you be able to will it to yourself if you're not even alive yet?
You could
You
put it
can
into
will
a
it.
trust, and
Yeah.
I could put it in there. Didn't you see Back to the Future? It's
Nope.
like we at the post office got this letter. We were wondering if anybody's going to be standing in the middle of the street here.
Yeah.
Never
You-
seen Back to the Future.
I could put the money in a trust and say, hey, all the money, and maybe I might have a family back then, so
Yeah.
I'd say half the money is going to go to Michael, blah blah blah, and
Mm-hmm.
I could put it in a trust, and of course they're going to look at you crazy,
Yeah.
but you could say I have a relative that I promised them the money if they named an heir after us, so this is the heir's name.
Okay.
I could explain it away.
Yeah.
Okay,
And- See?
that's actually pretty smart.
So
Okay.
that's going to be from one of the other podcasts we listen to, so
Okay.
they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I got this Would You Rather from the Josh and Polly show.
Yes, they're some fun guys to listen to.
Yep, they're great. So I've gone through a couple of their Would You Rather. So
Yeah.
I wanted to. Sorry, Josh. Sorry, Polly. I'm gonna throw one back at you guys, and I would like to know your guys' answer and the reason for it. So
Okay.
sounds good, right?
Can't wait to hear them.
They're a bunch of good guys.
Yeah.
I do like them. There's a bunch of good podcasts out there.
Yeah.
So just I hope everybody gives everybody a chance here. So pretty good to do. So now you could find us on social media, right?
Yep. Where can we be found?
We can be found on, of course, Facebook.
Okay.
We're also on Instagram and X.
All right. And then, of course, you can listen to our regular episodes on iHeart, Spotify, Apple, YouTube Music. I said it right that time. Amazon or Samsung.
And we are also on YouTube for our videos.
Okay.
Rumble for our videos, and we do post shorts up on TikTok.
We do. So,
So-
yeah, we're all over the place.
We are. So I think that was a pretty good show.
It was.
Finish it with a Would You Rather, and that's a great ending there. So take it to you.
All right. Happy Easter, everybody.